Telemundo.
You wanna be like me? You wanna be like me? You wanna be like me? You wanna be like me?
That's what you get when you mess with me. Stand next to me, I teach you everything. I got the recipe.
You got the recipe.
You wanna be like me? I got the recipe. Yeah.
Hey YouTube, it's your girl Jimmy Pink, and I am doing the actual recap of RuPaul's Drag Race Season 5, Episode 9, Drama Queens. So, I did do a pre-cap to that video, and I'll link it, I'm going to say up there. I'm going to link it up there, and so you can kind of see what I thought before the show actually started. Also, welcome to the new format. Okay, it's not that new, but the intro is a little bit different, and we're going to incorporate some other things later and do some recaps of some other shows. But let's get into this. So we start the show off after Ivy Winters gets eliminated, and immediately it's drama. It's Coco, it's Alyssa, it's Jinx. So they're arguing about Alyssa saying, like, she doesn't do the acting challenges, yeah. Coco was like, but no, bitch, this is the competition. And then Jinx gets into, you keep calling us comedy queens, and Coco and Alyssa kind of, I want to see team up on her, but Coco was like, but you call us pageant queens, and Alyssa is like, clocked you, bitch, I said the same thing. So that was a little bit of drama at the beginning of the episode, and as we all know, the editing is shady on RuPaul's Drag Race. So you kind of already knew something was going to be up with that. Alright, so let's get into the mini challenge. And the mini challenge was called the Crying Game. And it was about trying to, tell your best sob story and cry. Well, in my preview, when they were doing that and they cut the detox and she said she was uncomfortable with the challenge, I thought that that was a ploy. I thought that she was going to basically bamboozle everybody, and that was going to be, her sob story was that she was uncomfortable with the challenge. But she actually ended up revealing that, her boyfriend had died 2 years ago, and she was the one that found him dead, and just sitting around everybody telling sob stories really hurt her. Now, let me keep this 100 with you. This is a competition, and this is no tea, no shade to detox. I'm not saying that didn't really happen. I'm not saying that didn't really affect you. But that was an odd time for that to come out. Because wasn't they saying the detox wasn't showing very much vulnerability? Clock it. Peep this shit, man. It could all be editing, but peep this shit. Okay, so she ends up, her and I forgot who else, won the mini challenge. Matter of fact, it was Alyssa. So they won the mini challenge for the crowd. Detox with her real story and Alyssa with her fake story. Right. So anyway, we picked teams for the main challenge. It's the reunification of Alaska Talks. I didn't think I was going to see it anymore, and Alaska was actually a little bit worried about it because she was like, I don't want them to think I'm resting on the laurels of these other two. But honey, after last week's perfume, baby, you ain't got to worry about resting on nobody, boo-boo. Trust that. And the other team I labeled as the Shade Mongers. The reason why I say that is Coco, shady as hell, Alyssa, shady as hell, and Jinx, the recipient of everybody's goddamn shade. So, anyway, again, clock the motherfucking editing. At the top of the goddamn show, they got beef, then they end up on a team with each other. How you like me now? It's a telenovela challenge. And of course, as always, I'm dressed for the goddamn challenge. Telemundo. Basically a Spanish speaking soap opera, and it's really over the top, even more so than like our American soap operas. And first of all, Can I get into the guest star? Girl, Wilmer, fine ass Valderrama. Listen, I've been saying Wilmer Valderrama was fine, and wasn't nobody checking for me when he was fast. I'm like, that little motherfucker. Listen, then that shit came out where he was dating Lindsay Lohan, and everybody said he had a big dick. Wilmer Valderrama can what? He can get it. Let me get off of Wilmer Valderrama. Shit. Whew. I see why Jinx's fake orgasm was so goddamn convincing. So the first one is Team Relaska Talks, and I really think that they did a better job. Roxy really stepped her game up. And I kept looking at Roxy because her costume wasn't overly costumey for being Hispanic. She basically just had on like a curly wig with a flower and like a yellow dress. But if you've ever seen Telemundo or Univision and seen a telenovela, that's what they dress like. They don't be overly looking Hispanic. Fucking Mexican flag jumpsuits or no shit like that. They don't do that. But anyway, I think Roxy really, really stepped it up this challenge. Immensely, I thought she did a good job. Also, I mean, Alaska. We knew Alaska was going to do a good job. It's an over-the-top acting challenge. She has great comedic timing. I would have actually liked to have seen Alaska and Jinx on the same team, but I think if that would have happened, anybody else would have been in the group, would have automatically been in the bottom because they wouldn't have been able to keep the pace up. But I digress. So then the second team, the Shade Mongers, we have this story where they died from a fatal orgasm. And listen, so you got Jinx that is playing it up. I mean, she is killing this fucking challenge. She got the accent down pat. Like, she doing the damn thing. Then you get to Alyssa. Who has an orgasm and does this? Who does that? Who fucking does that? Who does that? Okay, so anyway, Coco, I didn't think she did bad, but when she got to have to talk to Wilmer Valderrama, she got distracted, bitch. I feel you. He is too fine. I love me a Boricua. I'ma just put it out there. Boricua, Morena, Boricua, Morena. So after they shoot for the main challenge, they go back in the workroom, and reading is what's fundamental. Yes, bitch. They just start going in on Alyssa. Girl, don't you do another wig with your hair to the side, says Roxy, and they all go in. Bitch, do you got enough outfits for the season? They just start going in on her. It is, the library is open, darling. Yeah. Now, before I get into the runway, I want to mention a couple things. Does anybody else always notice Santino's blue steel duck face? Every time? You all right? Okay, we all seen it. And then the other thing I want to mention is I didn't understand why Jamie Lynn Sigler was a judge. Like, I understand she does The Sopranos and she's on a comedy now. She's never done a telenovela. Wilmer Valderrama was the guest. Usually the guest that's like in the skits or whatever is usually one of the judges. Maybe Wilmer Valderrama didn't know much about drag queens and didn't want to judge. I don't know. He fine as hell, and I would have liked to have seen him again. This is just a Wilmer Valderrama freak fest. Shit, I'd have had a goddamn orgasm. Anyway, so let's get into the runway. So, Detox. I'm disappointed in my Toxie. You had on a pink pantsuit, which it was cool. And you just threw on a sombrero, and then that was your best Spanish drag. Like, girl, whatever. They should have read you for filth on that, and they didn't even read you that hard. All they said was the sombrero's campy, but your outfit wasn't. They didn't even read you for filth like you should have been read for that shit. Roxy was fucking sickening. She actually has a different concept to her makeup this time. And she said something on her background that she said she had to represent because she was the last Latina here. That explains a lot. I just thought Roxy was really, really tan and just acted like a black girl. Who knew? She was being a Latina the whole time. Who fucking knew? I didn't fucking know. Alaska, I just seen Quinceañera, Puerto Rican prom. That's what I saw. Typical, I'm trying to look like I'm, a senorita. It was very typical to me, and that was very blah to me. Speaking of atypical Latina, Alyssa, girl, what the fuck you have on? From here up, you was Gucci. From the knees down, you was Gucci. That whole hot mess dress, no pun intended from the name of my show, that whole hot mess. Girl, that's why Santino read you for filth. Bitch, that is the worst dress that we've seen in 5 seasons. That includes some of Pandora Box's shit from the first season. That includes Pandora Box and Mimi I'm First. Muppet Couture. Like, it's been some shit on the runway that wasn't cute. For him to say that was the worst in all 5 seasons, bitch, you should just be ashamed of yourself. And I didn't see how that was supposed to be Latina outside of the big flower on your head. There was nothing about that that said Latina. Okay, so anyway, Coco Montrese switches the game up, and she comes out with this pantsuit that's like these ruffles and this and this and this, and it was gorge. But let me clock you, Coco, on something. You ain't think we noticed you had them same K&P Korean store $2 flowers all the way across your outfit in the main challenge with the black dress, and then you gonna throw them on your mango pantsuit to the side to make it look more Hispanic, bitch? It looks good though. But I'm going to just clock you. You was talking shit about Alyssa not having enough shit, but you recycled in the same challenge. I'm just putting that out there. Jinx was like dressed like a Mexican death doll. And everybody was telling her it was very, very risky. But you know what? She killed that shit. This was her fucking day from beginning to end. This was her episode. She is the fucking queen of the week on this episode. Promise. Promise. She killed it on the runway. She killed it in the challenge. She was just everything. She stood up for herself. No, I'm talking at the beginning. She was everything to me this episode. It did kind of disprove what I thought in the pre-cap, because I thought what was going to happen was she was going to be in the bottom and she was going to end up sending one of these pageant bitches home. But she going the way of Tyra Sanchez, man. She might not never have to lip sync to the end. So give it up. It's motherfucking monsoon season now. Okay, so let's get into this. Jinx wins the challenge, which clearly, hands down, she was the hands down winner. I want to get into the bottom 3 though, because it was Alyssa, Coco, and Detox, and Detox should have been in the bottom. I'm sorry, her performance was late. Coco's and Alyssa's was too. But if we're going off performance and runway, it should have been Alyssa and Detox. Here's my theory on that. Alyssa got on the main stage and basically all episode was, I don't feel comfortable doing acting challenges. I don't do this. I don't do that. But I'm a performer and I'm just lip sync for my life. And you said that shit in front of the judges, B? I think that because Alyssa was in the bottom 2, they seen what Alyssa can do. I don't think they thought for sure they can convincingly say Detox would have sent Alyssa home. Ain't nobody sending Coco home on no lip sync. I'm going to tell you that right now. They not sending Coco home on no lip sync. At least not the girls that I've already seen lip sync. But the girls that I think we seen everybody lip sync but Jinx. So unless Jinx is coming with some motherfucking flavor, ain't nobody sending Coco home on no lip sync. But it was fierce. It was sickening, but I do think it shouldn't have been Coco in the bottom. I think it should have been Detox. But Coco did the damn thing. And when she was doing the Paula Abdul, the fast part, and was just pointing to her lips and she was hitting that shit line for line, syllable for syllable, bitch, work. You deserve it. The bitch is a fierce lip syncer. So with that being said, I'll try to do another pre-cap coming up. Untucked was uneventful, so I'm not even going to touch that. And hasta la vista, baby. I said good day.